So today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. In the last episode, we saw the big war that happened with the Circle Alliance against the Squares and the Triangles, and that led to the Red Team's fall, the English country collapsing, the Dutch country uh, dead, and the Brown Team collapsing, as well as a few other countries on the map that have either basically died or have actually died, including Greece and the Ukrainian team. But we will do some more exploration in this video and some more wars following that big war. And also, one thing I have to update is this, because this makes absolute. Oh no, it does make. Wait, no, it doesn't make any sense. Hold on, I will update this. Well, the Circle Alliance has expanded. There's no reason for it anymore because these countries have significantly shrinked from what they were. And well, now I'm going to actually introduce you guys to um, a new map, a new layer, which is going to go ahead and be the religion layer. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. And I think this is good. So let's just break this down real quick. So the red team, of course, they have all of this right here. I forgot to color that in. They have all of France and all of northern Spain with them. And then, they also have Ireland, which is it's a different shade, so it's an off branch of that religion. We have the orange religion, which is all of the British Isles. Then we have the gold religion, who is actually pretty. There's a lot of gold. So it includes all of the gold team and the countries right here, the brown and the Estonian team, the Swedish Union, Norway, and Finland. Also the Kola Peninsula. And it also it has two offshoots, one of them being in the white team and the other one being in this team, and they look pretty similar. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the offshoot color to something looks like something look like that. There we go. And now it looks a little bit different. The blue team has a lot of the Mediterranean. They have all of themselves. And then they have North Africa. This is an off branch. And they have all of what was the former brown team. And then for the Ottomans, they have a lot of influence, as you can see. So, first of all, they still have like three of the former countries' religions that were over here, if you remember those countries. Yeah, they still have the religions right here. And then we have the red religion from the Ukrainian team, and then we got some offshoots. So this is an offshoot of the Ottoman Empire, and then this one is a different offshoot of the Ottoman Empire. Egypt has their own religion, which also encompasses Sudan, and then these countries follow an offshoot of that religion. The dark blue team has their own religion, and that also is like four other countries in it. And then of course we have the Russian religion. That's all of them. I could add ethnicities, but that's like really complicated because you have to get into like really deep borders, and I'm not sure if I really want to do that. So we might see ethnicities later, but just not now. And we also might see an ideology layer also later, just not now though. Anyways, that is it for the religion map. We could just switch between these two in the future. But let's look at some more exploration. So we see that the yellow team and its surrounding countries has done a lot of exploration, and they do go around the Himalayan mountains because those are really rough, and it's just not good for them. But the yellow team is gonna actually just go ahead and expand, and let's just take a look at what one of their claims are gonna look like. So this is the first claim. This is a really large claim, and it encompasses a lot of the Central Asian area. Then there's gonna be this claim, which is also a large claim, and they get all of that Central Asian area, and they're really trying to one up these guys, even though these guys haven't even expanded at all once. So yeah. But let's see this being expanded into, and let's see the claims here. The brown team is gonna claim all of this, a good chunk. The cyan team is gonna claim all of this, which is it's good for their country because they are a relatively small country, so they should deserve a bit of land. In fact, that's a lot of the land. But anyways, look at the gold teams. It looks like something like this. So this cyan team only has all of that what, which is not very good for them because first of all they look really weird on the map, and second of all, it's just not good. They could have expanded a lot more if they actually got their claims together, but they didn't get their claims together because it took too long for them to reply to the little Instagram message. Lord send your Lord an Instagram message, DM saying, "Hey, we gotta expand, or else we're gonna get cut off." and then he left it on red because he didn't really care. And then he came back and was like, "Oh, uh-oh," and he did it as fast as he can. That's obviously not what happened, but I would just like to imagine that. Anyways, the Blue Empire will continue to expand. They even expand along the border of the Gold Country, and they are becoming the Indian Empire of the series. And yeah, like I said, they take a lot of land. And they also start to explore some of the Bangladesh and Myanmar areas of Southeast Asia into something that looks like that. They also go down to Thailand, but they stop there as they don't want to go too far. Coming over here to Europe, we're going to see an unfortunate event for our country happen, and that is the Lime Team. Now, the Lime Team won a war against the Yellow Team, but that was because of the incompetence of the Yellow Team's military. So the Lime Team didn't have like an extraordinary good military. It was just that the Yellow Team had a terrible one that wasn't competent. And the Lime Team is receiving invasion from a little country to their pretty much almost all their sides, not including the north, the south, west, and then just the west. And that is of course the purple team. Now the purple team wants land. They want to connect better with their southern part, and what better way to do that than to get at this lime country? Now, you might think that these two countries have good relations with the lime country, but they really don't. And they have more of a neutral relation. And you might think that they have a good relation with the lime because they helped take down the yellow team, but the yellow team was gonna fall anyway because these guys they were already fed enough with the corruption in the yellow team's government. So what better way to do that than with a country already kind of destroying the yellow team? What way to rebel? So they rebelled, and they formed countries, and this great country went through a little bit in the last war. But the purple team is gonna get the cyan and the other purple teams, to go ahead and jump this country, and that's what will happen. So the purple team starts invading from the north. They take pretty much most of their former area before the yellow team civil war, and they also advance over here in the south. The cyan country is also gonna go ahead and invade, and they take this major city, while the purple team invades that not the right color. The purple team is gonna go ahead and invade, and it's not going good for the cyan team. And eventually they will surrender. And let's take a look at that peace treaty. So, looking at this peace treaty, we can see that it's not very even, but the purple team will take all this land, including the former capital of the lime team. The cyan team will take all of this land, which includes a major city, and then the purple team will get all of this land, which doesn't include a major city. However, it is probably valuable land. And now the purple team is basically becoming France. I mean, they already were the de facto France that I call them, but now they're becoming even more of that. Now jumping over to another small and weak country, that being the Slovenian or the not the Slovenians, getting way too ahead of myself. I'm talking about the blue team. The blue team recently got invaded by the Slovenians and they captured a major city right here, and they are about to get invaded again, but this time it's by the gold team as they start invading and they capture a major city, and it is not going well for the blue team. However, it's about to not go well for the blue team again because guess what? The Slovenians are also on this hype train, and they eventually do capture the capital of the blue team. And the blue team is just going to go ahead and surrender. And we'll take a look at this peace treaty. Oh, pretty simple peace treaty. The gold team will get all of that, and then the rest will go to. So now, uh, so this is a simple peace treaty, and yeah, another small country has been erased from the map. Anyways, coming over here to Sweden, they're gonna go ahead and be doing something, and that something is, well, they're gonna be exploring up north. They want to know more about the Arctic Sea, and it currently is really frozen up here, but they eventually do discover a little bit of land, and they discover the areas around it, and this will be known as Svalbard. I mean, it's known as Svalbard in real life, but they'd probably call it something different, like, well, I don't know, land, and they start to land in different groups into this island or these islands, and eventually they discover the whole thing and the waters around it. However, once again, like I said earlier, it's very risky in this area as it's very frozen, and a lot of icebergs. Titanic Part 2 could probably happen in the future. But going a little bit south from this, Norway, they're going through a little bit of a dilemma right now. And it's not about to go well for these guys. And you know how the Holy Roman Empire is a thing? Well, now I'm gonna introduce to you the Holy Norwegian Empire. So let's go ahead and look at the states of this thing in order from first to last, I guess. The first state of this is a little red country right here, and you can already tell this is not gonna look good. A pretty large gray one up here, a brownish one right here, a pinkish one who has two main territories, that being uh in these two provinces right here. And then we have this, which it already looks terrible. It is all of that, and yeah, I'm just gonna speed through the rest of these. So yeah, we'll be back when I get done. And yeah, so that's now what it looks like. So for this, what I'm actually gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna erase the capital of Norway because we don't need capitals for this whole mess right here. That will be a stain on the map forever. I will tell you that. Well, not forever because it's not gonna look like this exactly forever, but I do have plans for that, and it will definitely not look like that forever. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna outline this with the Norwegian color, so you know it's technically one country, but also it's technically not. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so I outlined it so it is a little bit more descriptive that it's technically one nation. But anyways, I will say for this, these countries can invade each other, but if one country invades one, like if let's say Sweden invades like this dark gray country right up here, all of Norway will have to defeat, will have to come to the aid of that dark gray country. All of Norway obviously will be able to take down Sweden, but I'm just saying that. So Sweden doesn't really want to mess with this because it's just complicated, and inserting themselves into this would be even more complicated. So they're not gonna do that for now. But just know that this is not good. Anyways, that is actually gonna do it for the video. I know it was a really short one, but like I said, it's like 8 o'clock right now, and I have to go eat. Well, I don't have to. I'm gonna go eat, and it's 8 p.m. So yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.